Welcome to Python Programming Language video tutorials by TalentShine India Private Limited. I am your host Babu sir, technical, quant, logical reasoning trainer. In my previous tutorial, I have discussed a few methods from the string. Those are eSpace method, casefold method, and expand tabs method. In this tutorial, I would like to discuss a few more methods from the string. Those are sorted method, max method, min method, and len method. Without wasting much time, let's start and discuss all these methods. At first, let us begin with a sorted method. So let me write it here what sorted method is. So it is a built-in method. What is the role that this method will do? It returns list of characters. List of characters. Remember, it is going to return a list of characters from where? From this string. From this string. And they are going to be arranged in either ascending order or descending order. Now, on what basis they are going to arrange in ascending order or descending order? So it will be based on their ASCII values. Do remember, based on their ASCII values. So we will discuss more about ASCII values in my coming tutorials. So for better understanding, let me write here the ASCII values of some characters over here. So I'm going to write here. So ASCII values for the characters, that is capital A to capital Z. So will be starts from 65 to 90. So which means ASCII value of capital A is 65. Obviously, ASCII value of capital B becomes 66, capital C becomes 67, and so on. In a similar way, small a to small z, their ASCII values will be starts from 97 to 122, which means a small a ASCII value is 97, small b ASCII value is 98, and so on. Now, let me write here the ASCII values for 0 to 9 digits. So 0 to 9 ASCII values will be starts from 48 to 57. So apart from these, we might be pass some symbols as well in my string. So the ASCII values for symbols, so may write over here as well. So those will be starts from, let me write here. So the symbols are also called as punctuators or symbols. So these will be writing over here, that is, so 33 to 47, right? So for some symbols, the ASCII values starts from 33 to 47, or else, so you may be writing over here, that is 58 to 64. So lights also will be having some punctuators or symbols. And then, so 91 to 96, and 123 to 127, and so on. So we will be having the punctuators or symbols. They also will be having ASCII values. So I hope you could understand what I have conveyed. So for each character, we will be having ASCII values. Based on their ASCII values, so arrangement will be done in either ascending order or descending order. So I hope you could understand what I have conveyed here. Now, let me write here the syntax for this sorted method. Let me write here the syntax for this sorted method. So here we have to write sorted, and this sorted method will be hold three parameters. The first one is iterable. iterable. So clearly, string is what an iterable. So you might be taking list or tuple and so on. So you could take any iterable data structure here. The thing is, since we are discussing about the strings methods, instead of iterable, here we are taking string. And the next parameter is the key parameter, so which is equal to default, it is going to set for none. And the third one is the reverse flag. So it is always set to false. So these are the three parameters which is holding by this sorted method. So try to remember at this iterable, you may pass here what a string. And these two are optional parameters. And this we can call it as a customized parameter. Customized parameter. So by default, it is set to what none. So here you may pass functions. So you may pass built-in functions, or you may pass user-defined functions, or you may pass lambda functions and so on. It is as per your requirement. And the third parameter, reverse always set to what false. So it is what optional parameters. These are optional. As per requirement, we are going to use it. So if you are nothing pass apart from this iterable, so reverse is always set to false, which means you will be getting the list of characters in ascending orders based on their ASCII values. So if you want to get in descending order, reverse flag must be set to what true. So I hope you could understand what I have conveyed so far about this sorted method. So for better understanding, let us go to my IDE and discuss a few examples. So let us write here A is equal to hello world. Right. Now let me write here the capital W. Now let us use a sorted method. So here I'm going to pass a string as an iterable. Now I'm going to execute it. So if I've executed, on what basis the arrangement has been done? So since reverse is set to false, so we will be getting an ascending order. So here, so white space is there. So ASCII value for white space is 32. Hence we got first. Now then capital H, right? So uppercase letters having less ASCII values, less than the ASCII values for what? Lowercase letters. Uppercase letters having less ASCII values than the lowercase letters. You could see over here. So uppercase letters ASCII value starts from 65 and ends with the 90, whereas lowercase letters starts from 97. So ASCII value of small a is greater than capital A. So capital A ASCII value is less than small a. So that is the reason over here you could see. So capital letters we got at first and then followed by small letters. So if you observe here, small d ASCII value is less than small e. In the same way, small o ASCII value is less than small r. So I hope the idea of this method is clear. So do remember one more important point. So here, if I'm going to print A, so no change you could identify. So the same hello world, which means, so the sorted method does not modify the original string. Original string remains the same. So it creates a new list. This method is going to create a new list. So if you want to see that one, so you just try to store it in one particular variable and you could print it so that you could see the list of the characters. So I hope you could understand what I have conveyed. Now let me copy and paste it, and let us use here the next parameter. So that is reverse. If I have used reverse is equal to false. However, there will be no change in output. You will be getting the same output as we got here. if you want to get in reverse order, this reverse flag must be set to true. Now you could see the output. So in reverse order, we got it, right? Which means in descending order, we got the output. So I hope you could understand what I have conveyed. Now, as I discussed, can we take a key parameter as well? So let us use the key parameter over here. So I'm going to use here key, which is equal to. So for better understanding, I'm using here lambda function, lambda. So I'm writing here I colon. I'm writing here I dot upper. So what it is going to do is it will be taking every character from the string and that it will be converted in terms of uppercase and then arrangement will be done. So arrangement will be done for these characters only, for not the converted. You might not see the output, the capital letters over here. So this method role is what actually. So this method is going to convert every character from this string into uppercase actually. Now you could see, let me execute it so that you could see the difference. Now, so old thing, you just try to observe. So this is what my old output. Now this is what a new output. Now you could see the difference. So we will discuss this function later, right? Now, what is the role of this function will do here? So this function is going to convert each character into what case? Uppercase. So capital H remains same. So it will be converted into capital E, capital L, capital L, capital O, capital W, capital O, capital R, capital L, and capital D. Right? Now, if you observe over here, the first character we will be having what space. So ASCII value for the space is 32. So we got at first over here. Right? Now we got the next character as small d. But in my previous output, so we have here capital H. So why we have capital small d over here instead of capital H when we have used this lambda function? So and this method upper method, right? Now, so here capital D, right? So small d has been converted into capital D, right? So when it is converted capital D, so capital D ASCII value is less when compared with capital H. So this capital D ASCII value is less than capital H. So hence we got this character first. So small d has been placed as the second element in this list. Now, so if you observe the next element over here, it is W. But if you have converted these characters in terms of uppercase, next small letter will be what? E, capital E. So capital E ASCII value is less when compared with the other characters. So the arrangement will be based on this one. So I hope you could understand what I have conveyed. So we won't get in the output capital H, capital E, capital L, and so on. So we will be getting these characters only, but the arrangement will be based on this one. So I hope you can understand what I have conveyed about this sorted method. So if it is clear, let us go back and discuss the next method, that is max method. Now let us discuss the next methods. Those are max method and min method. So let us write it over here. Max method, comma, min method. So both are built-in methods. Built-in methods. So if you're going to take a max method, so what it is going to do? So it returns the maximum character, the maximum character or largest character from the string, largest character from the string. So based on what? Based on their lexicographical order. Lexicographical order. Lexicographical order means what? Dictionary order. So I hope you could understand what I have written here. Now, in a similar way, what is min is going to do? So let me paste it here. So if you are going to take min method, so it returns a minimum character or smallest character from the string based on their lexicographical order, which means what? Dictionary order. Now, let us write the syntax for these methods. So if you're going to take max method or min method, so almost the syntax remains the same. So let us write max. So it holds two parameters. The first one is iterable and the second one is key. So it is what optional parameter. By default, it is set to none. So here you might be passing function. So in a similar way, so you may take min method also. So min is also having similarly like the first parameter as iterable and second one is key is equal to none, right? So now, so here key, so at this key, so you may pass functions. Let me write here. Here you might be passing what functions. As we discussed already, it might be built-in functions, or you might be taking user-defined functions you may take, or else you might be taking over here, that is the lambda functions. So as per your requirement, you could pass the functions over here at this parameter. So it is what optional parameters. Right. Now, let me take one example. Suppose if I have taken A is equal to, so hello world. So if I have taken, and if I have taken max function, suppose if I have passed iterable, that is what A. So here A is what? A points a string. So I have passed here iterable, right? So you might be passing at this iterable like list, tuple, set, dictionaries as well. As per your requirement, you could pass it over here, right? So here I have passed the string. So max of A. Now what it is going to do? So it is going to do based on their ASCII values. So what is the maximum ASCII value character here? So if you observe here, if I have taken, so apart from capital H, if all the other letters which I have written over here are in lowercase. So as we know already, lowercase letters are alphabets having greater ASCII values than capital letters, right? So what is the maximum character which is we have here lowercase, that is W. So hence this method is going to return so small w. So I hope you could understand. Suppose for the same thing, if I have asked the min of A, right? So if we have between O and W space, if we have a space over here, so it is going to return a space. So one empty string. So with space, it is going to return it. Now, let me execute it the same thing in my IDE so that you could understand in a better way. So here I'm going to take, new one. So let us write over here. Let us write over here. A is equal to, so one string that is hello world. Now let us apply max of A and execute it. So you got small w. As I discussed already, the ASCII value of so small w is greater when compared with all other characters. Suppose if I have used a min of A, so you could see here, so space. So ASCII value of this space is 32. So this is what a minimum character. If I have removed here the space, let me copy it. So and let me paste it over here. So if I have removed the space, Now, in this case, what letter we are getting? So we are getting what? Capital H, right? So as we know, the uppercase letters ASCII values is less than lowercase letters. So hence it is going to return capital H for this min of A. So for better understanding, let me write here the print statements. Here also I'm writing here print statement, print min of A. So execute it. So I hope you could understand now. Now, can we take any other parameters at this max method? As I told you already, we can take a key parameter, right? So, and let me use for understanding purpose, I'm using here again lambda function, right? So don't worry about this lambda function. We will be discussing this function when we have been discussing, when we discuss functions concept. Now, you just try to focus on the output, right? So I'm using here lambda. So I colon. So I'm writing here I dot. I'm using here lower, right? So what this function will do? So this lambda function will convert the characters into lowercase, right? Now, if we have converted all these characters into lowercase, which means, so we will be having, let me write here comment, and then I'm writing here, hello world. So lowercase we have converted. So however, if I have executed this code, what will happen? So what is the uh, greatest ASCII value for these characters? So which character is having greatest or maximum ASCII value? That is what a W, right? Small w. Now let me execute it. So we will be getting the output as small w. Now let me change this small w as capital W. So however, we will be getting, so this capital W again. Now let me execute it. What will happen? You could see. So I got the output as capital W here. The reason behind that is every character has been converted into lowercase. Now again we have a small w over here. So that is what maximum ASCII value. So corresponding character for this small w is what? Capital W. So hence it is going to return it. So I hope you could understand what I have conveyed. Now, let me copy the same thing and paste it over here. Now, let us use upper. Right? Now, you could see, again, we got capital W. So, I hope you could understand. Now, so let me write here small w and execute it. Now, in this case, we will be getting small w. Right? So, when we have converted in uppercase, all the characters will be converted into uppercase. Right? So when we have converted into uppercase now, so what is the character which is having ASCII values more here? So again, capital W, right? Because all the characters are in uppercase. So this capital W corresponding character is what? Small w. Hence, we got the output as small w, right? So for this, if I have used min, let me write here min. The same code, I'm going to use min method. Now, let me execute it. So we got space, right? So if you remove the space, then the output will be changed. Now, so all the characters are in now uppercase. Now, which character will low ASCII value? So that is what? Capital D. So capital D corresponding character here is small d. So hence it is going to return small d. So I hope the idea of max method, min method is clear to everybody. So if it is clear, let us go and discuss the next method, that is len method. Let me write it here. So let me erase this and let me write here len method. So it is also built-in method. It is also built-in method. So what this method is going to return? It returns the length of the string, the length of the string, right? So you will be getting output as an integer. So the output, in what way you are getting? Output will be integer. Do remember this point. Output will be integer. So it is going to find the length of the string. So here you will be getting output as an integer, right? Now, so let me write here the syntax for this method. The syntax for this method. So you have to use len of, here you have to pass obs, right? So it might be what? It might be string, it might be list, it might be tuple, and so on. So whatever the object you are passing over here, what will happen? So it will be giving what? The length of the object, right? So let me take one example so that you could understand in a better way. So for that, I'm going to open my IDE and let me remove these and let us write. So A is equal to one string. So that is, hi, how are you? Right? So now, so let us use len method. It's a built-in method. So let us take the object. So that is the A. So execute it. So the length of this string is 14. So now you could see 1, 2, even white space also one of the characters. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I hope you could understand what I have conveyed about this len method. So if you clearly understood the three methods which I have discussed in this presentation, so that is sorted method, max and min methods, and len method. So if you clearly understood all these methods, please like, share, and subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching.